Well, a special treat for all of our ICC fans back home. Tim Dillard. Tim, in Memphis tonight, didn't get a chance to pitch, but first off, let's just give you an opportunity. I know you don't get a chance to get back home much this time of year. First off, let's just give you an opportunity to say hello to everyone back home and any special highs you want to send out.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say hi to everybody on the baseball team there. Man, it's been a long time, but I mean, Rick Collier's the man. I mean, that guy, Rick, helped me learn what it was to be a ball player, probably. But I mean, I know he's still doing a good job there. So yeah, hey Rick.
Well, he did tell me to tell you hello. Let's go back to your days at ICC. Not that long ago, you know, former All-American, Defensive Player of the Year. Talk about your time at ICC and sort of some of your favorite memories.
Well, I mean, we went to the Junior College World Series, so I mean that was probably the biggest thing. And until that time, that's the biggest stage I'd ever played on, and it was a direct result of the team. I mean, it put a great team together. It was Rick's first year being head coach, which so he was learning with us, and it was just a great time because everybody was dedicated to the goal. But for me, when I think of memories, man, it's got to be the Junior College World Series.
All right, now, of course, Will Kohlmeyer and you keep in touch. He being a big Brewers fan. Just talk about that moment whenever you did get a chance to make the big stage, if you will. Just sort of talk about that moment, some of the memories from that as well.
Yeah, I was in 2008. It was May 23rd, 2008. I got a call. We were actually going to go on a bus trip here from Nashville, and I got a call from the manager saying, "Hey, you need to go to the airport, get some stuff. You're going to the big leagues." And that was pretty much it. And I was like, okay, all right. So yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Flew into Washington D.C. on Memorial Day weekend. It was the $1 billion stadium, just opened a month before that. And so, I mean, it was 44,000 people there. I got there around the time batting practice was going on. Man, I basically put on my uniform, went out. I was outside for like 30 minutes to play catch, came back in, immediately put on the other uniform for the game, and then went straight out there, and I was probably in like the 6th inning. So, I mean, it happened so fast. But my one goal was to act like look like I'd done it before, even though it was my first time. And so I went out there and I was throwing to Jason Kendall, a guy that I actually had several baseball cards of him. So I told him that, make him feel old. But no, I went out there and I got 1, 2, 3, and even struck a guy out and came in the dugout. And Jason Kendall was like, "Dude, it looks like you've done it before." And I was like, "Hey, that's great." So getting a pat on the back from a veteran like that was pretty special.
All right, well, you got your first ever win in Florida. Just talk about that, if you will. I know it had to be a big moment for you there as well.
Yeah, it was the first win and only win. Yeah, it was actually out of desperation, more or less, because we had used like every pitcher almost, except for Axford, who was the closer. So they were kind of waiting to see. And there was actually a guy off the bench that hit a home run. Was the only reason that I got a chance to pitch. And came into the game, I had a few guys on base. I got a lucky ground ball to third. They made a great play at home. They let me keep pitching. I maybe threw another inning, and a guy hit the go-ahead home run. Axford came in, got the save, and next thing I know, I mean, everyone's just all over me, hugging me, hoisting me up, and I didn't even realize I got the win at the time. You know, I'm in the game, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and no, it was pretty special, and we had Takashi Saito on our team, and he actually is big in the Mizuno. You know, he has like everything Mizuno, and he ordered a glove that had commemorating the date in the event and everything. So I have it sitting on my shelf. I don't have a whole lot of stuff sitting on my shelf, but I have a glove for my first win in Florida. And then now the stadium, they don't even play there anymore. So yeah, it was definitely always remember that one.
Well, it's talking about things that people remember you by. Your impersonation of Tim Kershaw. That is one thing that I remember sitting home one night, and then all of a sudden Rick Collier called me, and he was almost in tears from laughing about it. He's like, "You've got to look this up." Just talk about that, if you will.
Well, I goof off all the time. It's hard not to. I mean, you have a lot of downtime in baseball. So I was doing it in the big leagues one time, just making fun in front of a couple of players. Well, we were in the playoffs in 2011, and I didn't make the playoff roster, so I didn't have any pressure on me. And word got around. Tim Kershaw came in, Baseball Tonight or whatever, and he found me by my locker, and he was just, he's like, "Hey, Tim, my name's Tim Kershaw." And I was like, "Who?" No, I'm kidding. I was like, "I knew who you are." And he was like, "I heard through the grapevine that you do a pretty good impersonation of me." And I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Who said that?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm mistaken. I'm sorry. And I was like, no, I'm kidding. I was like, actually, I make fun of you quite a bit. And so he started laughing, which I took as being okay to make fun of him. Right. So I just kept doing that. But the following spring, they were in Florida, and so a lot of the guys in Florida that do impersonations of them were, doing it on the TV. So they're on ESPN, and I mean, everyone's like, "Dude, you think you're going to do it when they get here?" And I was like, "I don't really think so." And sure enough, like they showed up that morning, and I came into the field, and the PR guys were like, "Hey, you're going to be out there in like 10 minutes." And I was like, 10 minutes? What do I do? I couldn't come up with anything. So I see Tim Kershaw again, and he's just like, "Hey, it's great to see you again, Tim. Like, here we are. Everybody's making fun of me." And I was, he's like, "What are you going to say?" "Oh, I don't even want to know." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, I don't know what I'm going to say either." So I just made up some stuff, and no, it was really fun. I actually got to see him. I made the team last year out of spring, and we were in Chicago eating at Mike Ditka's restaurant. And the waiter came over and was like, "Is there a Jim Dillard over here?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think he's no." They were like, "No, Tim Dillard." And he's like, "Yeah, Tim Dillard." And I was like, they were like, "Yeah." There's a gentleman looking for him. And we're like, "Can we ask who it is?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Tim Kershaw from ESPN." I was like, "Oh man." He's like, "Every time I come to this restaurant, they always give me a chair that has a buckle on it. I don't understand." But anyway, he's a great guy. I mean, the reason it's so fun is because he loves his job in a way that I've never seen from a human being, and it's contagious. I mean, just having a conversation with him just pumps you up about like anything you're doing. So yeah, he's great.
Awesome. And also, I noticed on Twitter you got a Harry Carey Friday. You doing an impersonation there?
Yeah. Well, I've been taking pictures lately and putting them on there, but yeah, I've been doing Harry Carey. I grew up watching WGN, and I mean, as a kid, it was White Sox or Cubs. You watch the White Sox game, you could barely hear it. It was like, "Oh, here's a fly ball to left field," and that's not very interesting. And the next game that comes on, "Hi, everybody! It's a beautiful, glorious night. It's a day game today. Here we go." And he would mess up. He'd be like, "Ground ball, fly ball to center field," and he would butcher everyone's name. "Jose Vizcainiano's on deck. Check that, he's on second base." And I just loved it. He kept it entertaining, and I mean, that's what I grew up on. And in 1995, my dad was coaching with the Cubs, and I knew my dad played in the big leagues, but it was before I was born. But it was a big deal, but I really didn't, it was just kind of like that's what I grew up in, so I didn't know any different. But I saw him on TV. They invited the minor league Cubs team to Wrigley, and my dad was in the booth with Steve Stone and Harry Carey, and I was like, my dad's amazing. Like, my dad's a big leaguer, and they were just like, "Hey, Mr. Dillard, how's it going?" I'm just like, this is amazing. So it stuck with me.
Well, Tim, I will close with this. Any advice for anyone that's looking to sort of follow in your shoes, pursue a baseball career, or just advice towards baseball in general?
Just play hard every day. I get made fun of sometimes because I'll power shag in the outfield, run down balls and stuff, but I was hit with it a little this off season. I couldn't find a job, and so I thought all the doors had been closed except for one. I went to Mexico for 3 weeks and got fired, and then went to Independent League in Pennsylvania, and I was there about a month, and then I got a call from the Brewers to come here and play, which I've done a lot of, and it was one of those moments where I'm like, I don't know if I took it for granted or not, but I love it now more than I ever have. And it's just one of those things, you just play as hard as you can every time out. I felt like our team at ICC that year had a lot of those guys that were like, let's just play as hard as we can now and not worry about what comes. And that's the philosophy I've tried to live by.
Well, Tim, man, I really appreciate you taking time to talk to us and reflecting on some of your time at ICC, and pretty sure it will be the last time we see you this season.
Yeah, oh no, that's awesome. I love it. And hopefully I can get to ICC and finish my associate's degree. I know I'm one science class away, so there we go.
Nice. Well, man, good luck the rest of the season, and see you soon.
Yeah, thank you.